Yo, guys, we made it. Lesson 6. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about sales, but we're about to make money. So, this is where we get into closing and follow up. The dollars are in the follow up. Remember, I said that? The dollars are in the follow up. I can say that like 100 more times. We make a lot of money by having a proper follow up nurture system in our business. I cannot say it again. I'm not going to say it again, but follow up. So, securing the sale and building a lifelong relationship. That is our whole goal. Selling's easy. We can build one off customers all day, but scaling to that next level is what we're after, right? We're not here to do one and done, one and done, one and done, burn, burn, burn. We are here to build long term, lifelong relationships for them, their friends, their family, whatever it may be, right? So we're going to go into the learning objectives. So professional objection handling, we're going to go into a little bit of that. Natural closing techniques, go into a little bit of decision psychology here to get the sale, and then successful outcomes, right? So once we've closed the deal, we're looking for lifelong customer advocates for a referral system that we don't have to work for, that's automatically going to come to us. We're going to create that referral generation machine and dig up that new business, and then really just get that professional excellence that separates the pros, which is us, from the non-pros, right? The amateurs, the guys fly by night, the guys who give phone estimates. That's not us, right? That we don't operate that way. So the closing and follow-up mindset. So great closers are great helpers. The foundation of professional sales success. So, guys, it's not about convincing reluctant customers. It's about helping people. We are here to sell a solution, not a service. So, when we build that trust, we demonstrate the expertise. Closing's pretty natural. By this point, we've built all that. When it comes time to ask for their business, it's almost given to us. So, what separates professionals from amateurs? We help the customers make informed choices. We've gave them options. We've found the root cause. We've helped them with payments. We've helped them with all sorts of stuff at this point. And we've gained a little bit of trust and a little bit of expertise to sit at that table and help them make that decision, right? We handle the objections with empathy and listen, and we address those real concerns. Like I said in the last slot, or the last lesson, is make sure their objection is really their objection. Make sure they're just not confused. If it's really money, make sure it's really money. If it's they just want to get another bid, make sure they just really want to get another bid. Make sure they're not just saying that to get themselves out of that conversation because they just don't know what's going on. And then follow up for satisfaction. So we want to ensure the customer satisfied. I've talked about this within our AI system. We do middle of job calls and post job calls to make sure before we ever send a Google link to the customer. And then, build the relationships, and we're just creating advocates, right? We turn those customers into walking billboards. They tell everybody how great you are, why they use nobody else. That's what we want. We want to have walking billboards so that we can continue to scale and grow our business with every new customer that we interact with. So, amateurs, this is how they do it. They're pressure for sales. They're just trying to get a cheap dollar, trying to go right for the price, right for that. They're not going and thinking through these logical steps that we just talked about. They're going to argue and defend when the customer says something of why they're the best. They're going to go on the defense, which is a 100% time or 100% telltale sign of scarcity, right? They're not qualified. They're desperate, whatever it may be. They're going to get combative. Red flag instantly. Disappear after payment. One and done. May go out of business. May go back to working for someone like yourself or your company. Their company failed, whatever it may be, guys. And they're really just there to make transactions. It's a one-time sales-focused relationship. They don't care if you call them again. They don't care about the future. They don't care if you tell 100 people that they are horrible. They're just there to make, they're living for today, not for tomorrow. Um, and they just hope for repeat business, where we are actually advocating, and that is our end goal in here, is to close and get repeat business. They just cross their fingers and hope the phone rings, guys. So choose your path. And I think you'll see that the professional helpers model that we build for professionals is a lot better for just overall quality of life and business. So close, clarify, listen, offer, secure, and execute. So customer psychology, real easy to tell when a customer is ready to move forward or has concerns. Implement questions, logistic decisions, seeking resources, involving decision makers. Honey, what do you think? That's my favorite one. Future references. Then, has concerns. These are really easy to read. The body language, the vague responses. We start getting into price focused questions. We start talking about comparison shopping, and then the stall. Like, we're not ready to decide today. Your roof's caving in, but you're not ready to buy. There's an issue. It's a red flag. We need to circle back and figure out where we failed them to help turn them green from yellow. So understanding decision-making styles, right? Analytic, relationship, quick, and cautious. Analytic, time to process. I see this a lot with big purchases, especially if there's not an urgent concern that's going to cost them money, damage, or health. They're going to think about it. They're going to, like flooring, that's a analytical one. They're going to look at color, style, manufacturers, pricing. They're going to get really analytical. Their HVAC's out and it's 95 degrees in July and it's 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday and they got 2 kids under the age of 5. They're going quick. They want rapid decisions. They know they're going to get the results. And when the hell can you show up? Because these kids have been crying for 2 hours. Relationship decides based solely on trust, right? They may not even need it, but they trust you and they trust what you're going to tell them. And if you think their roof's bad, they're going to buy a new roof from you. And then the cautious, they're real worried about risk. They want that warranty and that guarantee. They want that buyer reassurance. They don't want to have, that buyer's remorse. And they probably have been burned before, which is very common. We run into a lot of cautious decision making because they have been burned a lot. And I deal with that a lot with my students because a lot of them have been burned by shady marketing agencies. And that is a really cautious decision-making style that we deal with whenever we're on sales calls with potential students is, well, what makes you different? I've done this before. Totally get it. I was burned. That's why I'm here. Go back and look at my origin story. It'll tell you how we almost failed because we trusted the wrong people in our circle. So objection handling, common objections and professional responses. Guys, this is just a bunch of responses and objections that we get. This is a good one to role play with. Have your team, talk about these. One person be Jekyll, one person be Hyde, knock it out. Natural closing techniques, assumption close, summary close, next step close, partnership close. So this is assumption close is when they show really strong buying signals and we just assume they're going to buy, right? An example of this would be, hey, just based on everything we discussed, it sounds like you want to move forward with getting this property solved. When would be a best time to schedule for work? You went straight for it, didn't cut no corners. You just went and asked for the work, and it's either going to be a slam dunk or they're going to go back a little bit to the think about it close, usually on that one. But you're only going to go for the assumption close when you have like green buying signals. Summary close, this is usually one that we close after we had to do a really detailed summary or circle back on something. So if I understand correctly, you want to address all these issues comprehensively so you're comfortable with our approach and warranty and the investment makes sense. Is that right? So you notice that we end that with a question on almost on all of these because we want that buy-in and we want that reassurance from them. So we want them to tell us, yes, I'm ready to buy, or yes, that is correct. The next step close. When they need time to decide, oh, we're going to think about it. There's no urgency. There's no immediate risk. What happens next for you to move forward with this? Do you need to discuss it together, or is there more information I can provide? So I make sure that I'm clean and clear, right? Maybe it's just a marital thing and they need to talk in private. totally get it. It's like buying a car. That is when we develop the next step, but we never walk away from a job, proposal presentation, or whatever it may be, without a firm next step, whether that's a follow-up date, a follow-up time, a follow-up meeting, whenever it is. Hey, okay, so you want me to follow up? How does Monday work? It's Saturday. How does Monday work? Sounds great. How about Monday evening when you get off work? Could I swing back by at, say, 6 o'clock on Monday and we could go over this? 90% of the time, they're going to call you before Monday at 6 because they decide to move forward, and they're going to save your time. So always set that follow-up time and get that on the calendar, get on the books, get those appointment reminders going, get your system flowing, and let them know that you are coming back and you are coming back to get an answer. And then finally, partnership close. Just when you've built strong rapport, they trust you completely, they see you as the expert, and they value your expertise. An example of this is, hey, I'm excited to work with you on this project and become a trusted contractor for this and your future needs. Let's get you scheduled and get you taken care of. So you've built that relationship, and you guys will know, you guys already know, whenever you have that customer that you just hit it off with body language, you guys are flowing, you guys are vibing, you're joking, cutting up. You see a deer head on the wall, you're a deer hunter. You see a golf clubs in the garage, you're a golfer. You start connecting with them on more of a partnership than a service ship. You know, you're not there just to service. You're there, be a partner. You're a partner in their health and their house and their investment, whatever it may be. We are partnership closing on this one. So the follow-up sequence. These are things that you guys can kind of go with. They're kind of real small to read the way we kind of laid this out. I didn't realize they were this small. So you guys are going to have to read these by yourself. But it just kind of talks about pre-work follow-up, during work follow-up, and then post-completion follow-up. I've talked about this throughout the lesson, guys. We follow up one day after the job starts, and we follow up after the job ends, and we make sure that it was nothing short of 5 stars. And if it was short of 5 stars, we send that to the manager or project manager, and they are figuring out why it wasn't 5 stars, and they make it 5 stars. So we get that 5-star review, or we don't send them a review link. We figure out why. So they get 2 points of touch from us, ensuring their experience was nothing less than 5 stars. So creating customer advocates. This is it, guys. This is where we grow. This is where we scale. This is where we create a system approach to grow our business. So the customer has a problem, needs a solution. They're satisfied. They're loyal. They're an advocate. This is the different levels of advocates that you can expect from customers. So exceeding expectations during work, quality standards, and after completion, all things I've talked about. Referral generation. I am big on asking for referrals, especially after they give us a 5-star review. We put them into a different automation funnel after we get the Google 5-star review, and we start sharing success stories. We start sharing newsletters. We start sharing referral contests and things with them to get them actually working to sell for us, because they want that Visa gift card drawing, or they want to get into a Yeti cooler drawing. And so we actually are like hiring an army of salesmen on autopilot through our automation system that's out there advocating for us, because they know there's a prize or a compensation value for them. And this tells you guys right here, the customer advocates drive business growth. 85% trust referrals the most. It's the easiest close you're going to get. We have a 10x conversion rate on referrals, because their daughter, their mom, their friend, their person at church, someone on their child's sports team have used them. They did a good job. Why wouldn't they do a good job on my house? It lowers acquisition cost by a ton, because we don't need salesmen for hardly. They call in the office. They just ask for somebody to come out there, and a technician can usually close them. And the lifetime values usually double on those, because if we do a good job for that referral partner, they're going to tell somebody, and then they're going to tell somebody. And by the end, we start going like this instead of straight down. We start branching out, covering more ground, taking more market share, and scaling our business. Key performance indicators. This is what really matters the most, guys. And we use an Airtable system for this. We can get into that with you guys if you're interested in tracking any of this stuff for your sales team. But for us, we've built this out. We don't give it away for free. I'm sorry. It's really an expensive software that we've built. and we've used some experts to build it, but we track closing percentage, job value, presentation to close, all these metrics and stuff. You really should be tracking this, because when you start implementing these systems and implementing this stuff into your business, you're going to start seeing these indicators that you've never seen before. You're going to start seeing upticks on certain things that you've never seen, or you're going to start seeing downtrends on certain things like lost jobs or salesman performance and things like that, referrals, things like that. You're going to start seeing when your automations go into place. You're going to start seeing trends that you've never seen before. And it's key to track that, because that's how you're going to track your growth. Yeah, your P&L and your finance and all that stuff's good, but tracking these KPIs is a way for you to really keep the pulse on not only your company, but your sales team, your technicians, and whoever has customer interactions with your people, right? So just some common mistakes to avoid, some advanced strategies. These are just some cheat sheets for you guys to review and, share with your team or whatever it may be. These are really, really, really good. So guys, your path to success, excellence. Just remember the core principles, right? Trust foundation, professional systems, customer psychology, complete solutions, long-term focus, exceptional growth, success journey, implement, practice, measure, master, and then the final success checklist, the sales process, development, and business growth is all here, guys. So this is actually it. We've made it through all 6 lessons. I know this was a long training. Guys, I want you to understand this. I want you to master it. Whenever our students are in our program, we live off of these 6 lessons. It's all about trust selling. It's all about solution-based selling. It's all about systems. We follow systems to a T. Our systems run our business, and we don't get ran by our business, because we have systems in place to run our business so we can enjoy our evenings with our family. We can enjoy our kids' soccer games. We can go on vacation and not worried that the business is on fire while we're in Florida trying to relax. Guys, it's about understanding the customer psychology, like how a customer thinks, how a human thinks, how a human buys, how a human rejects. Offering that comprehensive, complete solution. Why should they use you? Why you? Why your company? Why your salesman? And guys, keep that long-term focus. We don't want to be narrow. We don't want to keep that tunnel vision. We're building a monster here, right? We are building a dynasty. And the only way for us to build a dynasty is to have that long-term focus on partnerships, referrals, and just really providing that exceptional service and testimonials and reviews to make that so much easier and just scale your business. It's the most important thing. Like, I sit here and talk about sales all day, but it's all about the referral system and how to grow your business kind of for free, right? Do a good job, treat people good, have systems, make them want to go sell for you, give them some kind of incentive, whether it's a contest or whatever it is. Grow your business, guys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is the final lesson, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.